Hello guys, what's the gaming news for the 12th of August 2022. Today there was a letter from the producer live number 72 for Final Fantasy XIV, and the first thing they announced was the release date for patch 6.2, which will be the 23rd of August 2022. They also showed off a trailer for patch 6.2. They provided links to the trailer, but check out the trailer when you can, it actually was really interesting. And then they reaffirmed some of the announcements from live letter 71, including the new Hildebrand quests and the new Beast Tribe, which will be focusing on gathering. They announced a new dungeon called the Fell Core of Troa, and the new raid will be called Pandemonium Abyssos. There will be a new Unreal trial for Sephiroth. There will also be some refinements to the main scenario quests, especially focused around Heavensward. There'll be some job adjustments and PvP updates, and they reaffirmed the Island Sanctuary variant and Criterion dungeons, which was explained in Live Letter 71. They will be refining the Adventurer plate further, as well as some miscellaneous updates including a new Alagon Tombstone. They are also doing prep work for the next expansion's graphic updates by implementing some of the features from now. With the job adjustments, they explained that there's not going to be any major overhauls to any job. They're just going to look at the minor stats like critical and direct hit. And with PvP, they're making some adjustments to the PvP actions to make it more balanced. And then they explained how there will be some refinement to the Crystalline Conflict ranked matches. And then they spoke some more about miscellaneous updates, as well as showed off quite a few new armor sets which are coming in the next patch. And then they showed the new tribal quest area for the Omicrons and a look at the hub area where they're going to be based. And they went into detail about the Island Sanctuary, about how you'll be able to build a habitat, you'll be able to take care of the land around the habitat, you'll care for crops and grow items, you'll have different activities on the Island Sanctuary, you can gather materials, you can plant your crops, you can gather animals, you can landscape the terrain as they showed, you can build facilities, you can sell handicrafts, you can release up to 40 of your minions, you can earn rewards and explore the wilds because the Island Sanctuary itself is actually quite huge. And then they spoke about the variant dungeons. It's a variable difficulty 1 to 4 player dungeon, and you'll be able to have a different experience depending on the choices you make, and the size of your party also determines the encounters you'll face in the dungeon. It will have its own dungeon finder called the Special Dungeon Finder, and they then showed off some gameplay of the dungeon as well about how it will look. And you will receive a mount reward if you get far in the dungeon. And then they explained a little bit about the Criterion dungeon, which essentially is a Savage version of the variant dungeon. And it will have its own challenges. You can only go in with a party, and you will have to strategize a lot more to be able to get through it. And that was basically it for the announcements. They showed a couple of new housing items as well. And then they spoke about other announcements related to 14, including the Eorzean Symphony Orchestra. They gave the time and dates of the orchestra and where it's going to be. And then they spoke a bit more about other things that they're doing. So for example, Final Fantasy XIV will be heading to PAX Australia. They're going to be doing a Mogchu farm live stream where they're going to be petting animals in a farm near London. And then they're going to be reading the patch notes on the 22nd of August 2022. And that will take a while. So they are going to be organizing another 14-hour broadcast for Final Fantasy XIV. And then they have showed off some official apparel for 14, including a official Endwalker Paladin jacket. And then they spoke about a digital book for Final Fantasy XIV and how to get it. And then a discount for the complete edition of the game. The starter guide series that they released on YouTube a few days ago. They are also hiring designers for the game. They did say that no previous experience is required, though they will probably ask you to design something during the interview process. And they are also looking for translators from Japanese to English and Japanese to German. And then they spoke about recent other important announcements as of August. And that was it. So anyway guys, that's it for the gaming news for today. Thank you so much as always to all the new followers, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks guys, bye bye.